And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup here, right next to Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. And we've got a double hookup today. We got double captains in the studio today, Captain Fred Huber and Captain Steve Peterson. We're going to have a great time talking fishing on the Daily Double, the Point Loma, and more. So you stay tuned. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network. We all need to get around, but we all need something different from our vehicles. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered if you're looking for a new truck this month. Plus, it's SUV season, so they have great deals for everyone. Whether it's a new EcoSport that is nimble and fun around town, or the Ford Explorer that is capable of putting a boat in the water and has seating for 7, Ford has you covered. Ford trucks and SUVs aren't just powerful and legendary. They have the latest technology that helps you seamlessly connect your smartphone and ensure you're safe on the road. Features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on trucks are truly a game changer at the ramp, helping you back up a trailer by simply turning a knob on the dash and doing the hard work for you. So check out all the great deals during SUV season and save some money on the right gear for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
You know, the ranch is unique. It's one of the few places in the world where you can still drive ATVs up the beach. We have fishing from the beach. We have dive trips that we run to Pomo in a number of different spots. Kayaking, of course, has been real big. We were one of the first hotels to introduce kayaking. The ranch is small, you know, it's intimate. It's 34 rooms, so everyone gets to know everyone. The old saying, where everyone knows your name. Well, truly at Rancho Leonero, the employees do know pretty darn near all our guests' names. And what's even more interesting is most of the guests know each other's names. Very personal, very intimate, and a special, special environment. 2 miles of beachfront, a mile on either side of the hotel. Rancho Leonero is really the last of the old-style Baja fishing resorts. 1-800-646-2252. 1-800-646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Going to be a great time, man. I'm really stoked. We got both the boys in here, Steve and Fred, talking Mission Belle, talking Daily Double. It's going to be a good time today.
Yeah, man. Indeed. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Pete.
Yeah,
good morning, boys.
Great to have you guys. Fred, what's happening?
Not enough.
Not
enough, Pete. You know, we're patiently awaiting the green light. We'll see what happens. We you know, our landing had a little powwow yesterday over at the SAC office, and Ken Frankie, oh my goodness, the man's put more time in, and he's so on top of things, and he's such a good advocate for us. But you know, we kicked around what was going on. The city supervisors are meeting Tuesday, and we're flooding them with letters, and we're on the docket. And you know, as Phase 3 comes in, you know, we've got everything in place. You know, our boats are pretty ready to go, and you know, all we need is a green light, and let's go fishing.
Yeah, we're ready.
I bet the boats are more than ready to go. You guys have been doing a lot of boat work, right?
Not a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, it's, you know, what we had done, you know, what we were ready to do. I mean, April we did all 3 boats through Coast Guard, and okay. You know, normally we're kind of fitting those in around trips, you know, trying to get spring breakthrough, right. and then the Coast Guard's kind of, you know, sometimes it's an afterthought, you know, it's like, oh, okay, you know, by the way, and so it was easier Coast Guard inspections without any fret. But it's we woke up one morning, it's a different world.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And here we are. And I'm looking forward to getting back to doing what I get to do.
No doubt.
Aren't we all? Yeah, for sure. So you guys own and operate 3 different boats out of Point Loma Sportfishing, right?
Yes, Steve and I.
Yeah, and the Daily Double.
The Daily Doubles are a half-day boat.
Right.
When we first bought, the Point Loma was our 3/4-day boat,
Right.
and then we added the Mission Belle. So we have 2 boats kind of servicing the full day or 3/4-day world. And we really like the flexibility of that.
Yeah.
We can cover a local run and an island run. We can cover an island run and an offshore run. We can cover 2 offshore runs. That's what we really like when there's good tuna fishing or something happening in the further out world. And last fall we had all 3 boats fishing offshore.
You the Daily Double?
Yeah, we've seen that since 2014, where that's where the demand is. People want to go catch tuna and they're biting, and let's go.
Cool that you can take advantage of whatever the fishing gives you, and if it's giving you everything, you can take advantage of all those at the same time.
Yeah.
And there's always guys too that was one of the things that I loved about when the Point Loma was fishing the islands, when the Belle was fishing offshore. Like, if somebody really wanted to go, cast a surface iron and catch a yellowtail, you guys provided that option when everything else was maybe focused on something else.
Yeah, we like the ability to.
I love it. Yeah.
And it's. We don't have one big full day boat. We got 2.
Yeah.
And the challenge of what's going to make everybody happy, and how do we cater to different clientele, and it's been kind of fun for Steve and I to put our heads together and what do you think?
I dig it.
So Steve, what boat are you running now? You guys, Fred, you mostly run the Daily Double, is that right?
Yeah, I ran the Point Loma a fair amount last year.
Yeah.
I've only run the Mission Belle a couple of times, but
Yeah.
I'm on the Mission Belle.
Okay.
I'm on the Mission
Get
Belle.
real friendly with
that's
that.
your ride.
That's my ride, Mission
Yeah.
Belle, and occasionally I'll drive the Daily Double or maybe the Point Loma once every once and again. But Mission Belle, that's where I am, fishing islands and offshore wherever we happen to go.
You are the island master.
I like the islands.
You like the islands, and it does all this good yellowtail fishing that's been going on over there driving you crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's no punches being held there. Yes.
Yeah, I want to go look at the islands really bad.
Yeah.
I want to go drive around and shoot my sonar around the islands and take a look and see what's really there. I mean, I hear all the skiff information. It sounds like there's a good volume of fish, but I want to see it.
Yeah, right.
When
you want to see it on your screen.
When you run to the Coronado Islands, when you drive there, what are you looking for? What do you see? And you're going, yeah, we're going to get them.
Just the overall condition and any kind of bird life and whatever's going on. I mean, we start glassing, just before we even cross the border. We're taking a good look around with the gyros just to get a good feel for what's going on and just kind of see what's there. I mean, the gyros have just brought so much more into what we can do and what we can see, and 5 miles before you get somewhere, kind of have a pretty good idea of what's going on, and you can just scan the place and see. And also, I mean, to be honest, I mean, you see where there's a big bunch of skiffs somewhere. There's probably something going on there. It's worth paying attention to at least a little bit. But I want to go look at it for myself with a sonar and with my eyes and just see what's going on.
Are there particular areas at the islands that you key in on? It's like, okay, we're going to go look here first.
Yeah, just depending on what's been going on, and if there's there's the standards, the stock standard spots, North Island all around it, Pukey Point, Middle Grounds, and all that. But the flats are worth paying attention to everywhere. I mean, just got to kind of go down there and take a look with the gyros and just kind of get a general feel for what's going on, how things are laid out, where the life is, and then get a good feel for the current, which way the current's moving in general, and then you can kind of which end of an island you want to be on, which end of a ridge, where you want to take a look first, and all that. Just the whole picture. It's
crazy how much technology has changed fishing the islands in relative short time. I mean, 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, whatever. No 3/4 day boat had a sonar, and you certainly didn't have a pair of gyros, or maybe whatever it is. Not long ago, and now you can't imagine. I'm sure going down there without having both of those tools. At your ready.
Oh yeah, no way. Yeah, I would. Yeah, going down there without. We take. even just to the islands, we have 2 pairs of gyros on the boat, and we've got our sonar going, and constantly, and I can't imagine going there, like even going in a skiff, out to the islands, it just feel naked without being the sonar, being able to look around. The sonar is just such a tool that just without it just isn't right.
We were joking, I think it was with Frank when he was on the show last time, or maybe it was Buzz, just about what tool would you rather not have? What could you not live without, your gyros or your sonar? And nobody was willing to give an answer. Like, I can't answer that. Like,
no, that's a tough
that's
question.
a right hand and a left hand, and I'm not willing to give up either of them.
Yeah, I don't know. They're both such valuable tools, and without, I don't know, you feel like you're not giving it, you're not trying very hard if you don't have either one of those. So one of those things is not there.
That's funny. For sure. So Fred, what about you on a half-day trip? What's your key there?
What's the
sonar,
we
gyros,
have all the above too.
All of the above, yeah.
Yes.
And are those important on half-day with fishing calico or sea bass or local fish?
Oh, like Steve said, just checking out the conditions, knowing what's been going on, what's happened previously, which we're in the dark now, except for the skiff information. Yeah, Pete, I just, I'm going out there and I start looking kind of the same thing. I mean, I'm looking at what the tide's doing in the bay before we even get out of the bay. I want to know which way the water's flowing. There's good fishing right in front of our harbor a lot of times. And then, if not, like Steve says, I mean, the glasses come out before we get out of the bay, and you're looking. I have him in front of me, so if he's seen something, a lot of times I'll get a little nudge there. What's leaving the harbor?
Yeah, how nice is that to have a little conditions check, because the other boat's an hour or two in front of you, and so at least you know which way the current's moving, and the game plan starts to develop before you put the sardines on the boat.
Yeah, Ryan on the San Diego every now and then will throw me something. He's leaving his harbor and going past Hill Street and Green Tank, and it's good to have eyes up there. And and the other 2 boats are out in front of me. Mm-hmm. So if there's something good going on, they'll let on. And it's nice to have eyes in IB, and it's like, oh, Fred, the water's turned over down here.
Sure.
Don't come here. It's like, okay, well, let me see if I can help salvage something for you guys, and vice versa. It's going on down here. Better get down here.
That's great.
So you guys left that out of the conversation. We were talking to Chad, our Point Loma captain, and he was saying he would sure like to upgrade his communications ability. So
a super solid code group, other boats, information,
sure.
is a key part.
Just as important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So finding out, because you can't cover the whole ocean even with a sonar.
Yeah, half of the job is knowing where not to go.
Sure.
Yeah. Knowing it's no good somewhere is almost as valuable as knowing it is good somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the dispatch radios and the coded radios, that's kind of a big deal.
Important stuff.
And I mean, exactly. Knowing that your quote unquote competition is also some of your best friends, and they're also your most important, their most important allies.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then everybody knows that too. You're going to get out what you put in, and they save you just as much as they compete with you for the same fish.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
100%.
Yeah.
We're very lucky that we have the style of fleet that we have down here. Yes, everybody's in competition for those dollars, but they also all grew up together and have all been buds forever. And I'm sure there's personalities, like anything everywhere, but for the most part, we're very lucky that we have a fleet of boats like we do down here.
No question about it. So what's the plan? Okay, so everybody's itching to go fishing. I know, calicos are biting in the point, and yellows are biting at the islands. So what can we look forward to? Is there any decisions? Is there any thoughts of what could happen here in the near future here?
Well, the guidelines that are coming down are going to limit the number of people we can carry. Okay. So the way things are looking right now, the standard is 1 person per 6 foot of rail space.
Okay.
So the 70 passenger daily double is going to be knocked down to 24 people.
Okay.
49 passenger Mission Belle, also what used to be 49 will be 24, and the Point Loma will be able to carry 18.
Okay.
So, we woke up one morning and the San Diego half-day fleet that had the capability of carrying 300 people is going to be closer to 100.
Wow.
So
what's that mean for ticket price, availability, etc.?
Well, it's supply and demand.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're catching a bunch of fish, and the demand will be high for a limited. Pete, I've always raved what a buyer's market it's been here. I mean, our fleet of boats is incredible. The amount of people we're able to service, the competition between ourselves, we put out such a good product.
Yeah.
All my competitors are great. They have a great product. We have to be good. We all have to be good. But now we'll see, what the value truly is, because it's changed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a whole new face to it. It's limited amount of people. You start a business, and this is the business model, the ability to put a bunch of people on there, and it amazes me how many people this fleet can service.
Yes.
But now it's been diminished, and we'll service them well. The health safety, the health standards, parts of that, that's easy for this fleet to take care of.
Right.
There's some
and
people
that's, I think, what the people in charge, Wooten, whoever is holding us up, don't understand, is that we got this.
Yes.
We've got control of this. We know what we're doing, right? I mean, with the direction of that you're getting from SAC, with all the new placards that are being put up, with all the new standards that they've laid out, we've got this.
Yes.
And they don't get that.
Well, I don't think that it's not a matter of whether or not they get it. I mean, this is all new for everybody.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
give them the benefit of that doubt too.
I can't.
It's
I'm sorry. I can't. It's not right.
Well, everybody wants to take everything personally.
Yeah.
And there's a lack of empathy out there. And it's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard for me to get excited about any politician, but I sure wouldn't want their job.
No.
And
but the bottom line is what's better than being out in the fresh air,
right?
Especially with the guidelines that you guys are talking about, with
Yes.
18 people on the Point Loma, 24 people on the Mission Belle, and the Daily Double. I mean, what a safe environment that is. A heck of a lot safer than going on an airplane or going into a casino or going into a grocery store,
driving on a freeway in Southern California.
Driving on a freeway, yeah. I mean, there's like the list would go on.
Yeah.
It's like that's the thing.
It's
so
just time.
It's time.
I want to go catch a surface iron yellowtail with Steve Peterson.
Yes,
that's what I want to go do right now, right this second.
And there's possibilities that could have come up next week.
Yes, we finally feel like we're hearing what we need to hear to say, okay, there is light, and not something we've dreamed up. And I've been very guarded about telling anybody yes. If
giving a date, or
if I was given $1 for every time I said I don't know in the last 3 months,
right.
I wouldn't have to worry about running this summer. I'd take it off.
Yeah, exactly. There is some bright spots. Of course, Dana Wharf Sportfishing operating now and safely and doing a great job there. Oceanside decided that they're going to let six-pack charters start to go out, so that's a start there. So we're making progress.
Yeah, Stardust up in Santa Barbara, and then
the Santa Barbara.
Yeah, they're running. He started running.
San Francisco landings are running,
Orange
right?
County, yeah.
Orange County. Yeah.
That kind of amazed me that San Francisco,
the tightest on
liberal,
lockdown at the beginning was the first one to allow people to start running.
Well, maybe they get it.
That's
Ours
okay.
don't.
I just want to go fishing.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
all.
Well, as you can hear, we have a great show to talk about. We've we're going to get by that. We're going to just talk about fishing now, and it's going to happen anytime there. It's going to happen. Well, you live this every day, and I mean, these guys. This is all of our livelihood, right? And this is what and Okay.
Trust me,
We're
you
gonna
don't.
move on.
I assure you, you don't need to convince me.
Yeah.
Like I chose to make my living selling fishing tackle, and
Yeah.
not having our boats running is sure not making that easy.
No,
but
that's
I get it. I'm with you
Yeah,
100%,
for
and
sure.
I agree with every word you're saying. And I can tell you one thing is we're excited to have this show because what a wealth of knowledge having both Fred and Steve in the studio. I mean, you want to talk about lifetimes of fishing knowledge and experience and information. It's going to be a great show. Super stoked to have these guys in here, and we're super stoked to have you. If you want to be a part of Let's Talk Hookup this morning, give us a call at 833-288-0973. Again, 833-288-0973. Not only you get a chance to talk to Steve, talk to Fred, we have also got such a great prize for one lucky caller at the end of the show today. And that is half-day fishing for two aboard the Daily Double at a Point Loma Sportfishing. Not only are you going to get to go fishing with Fred and have a great time in the boat, you're also going to get a $50 gift certificate to Point Loma Seafood, so you can slide in after your trip and get yourself a squid sandwich or whatever you want. You got a $50 gift certificate coming your way. Point Loma Seafood's open every day. We're super, super stoked. They've been doing a great job. Dining room is back open, limited capacity, just like everything else, but you can go down, sit down, and enjoy everything that Point Loma Seafoods has to offer, and we are super stoked for that. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We're taking your phone calls, lots of great information coming up. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It is Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
Okay, we're here at beautiful Whalers Cove Lodge in Angoon, Alaska, with Mark Powers, owner and operator of the lodge, and Chris Martino, who's running the new kayak program here at Whalers Cove Lodge. Mark, tell us about this new kayak program.
Kayaking in Alaska was just a natural progression for us to move to. Got the conventional saltwater charter fleet. We've got amazing freshwater systems and eco tours. Kayak fishing has been something we've been watching for years. We've aligned with Hobie together a pretty amazing fleet.
Well, we've got tons of options. We've got a couple locations around the inshore area where we have kayaks staged. We've also got inflatables up in some of our freshwater systems. So we've got an opportunity to fish the lingcod, the halibut, all the 5 Pacific salmon species, Dolly Varden and cutthroat trout.
There's a dedicated page just for the kayak program on the website, whalerscovelodge.com.
I've experienced that freshwater fishing here as well as the saltwater fishing, and I can imagine fishing from a kayak has got to be just incredible.
It's another innovation from Seaguar, the proven leader in saltwater leader material. Introducing new Gold Label Leader. It's Seaguar's thinnest leader material yet, 18% thinner and 17% stronger than any other Seaguar leader. That means it's even less visible underwater and creates more natural presentations for better catch rates in clear water and on leader-shy fish. New Gold Label is made with exclusive Seaguar fluorocarbon resins in a double structure process which provides exceptional knot and tensile strength. Yet it's soft and cinches easily for fail-safe knots. Get Seaguar Gold Label at your favorite tackle dealer or learn more at seaguar.com.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew will make sure your fishing experience is one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day open party trips on the spacious and comfortable Liberty. Since we introduced the full-day trips at Fisherman's Landing, the 85-foot Liberty has become a favorite among full-day operations with bunks for your comfort, huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big modern galley and 2 interior heads with showers. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can easily be booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time. Phones are already packed solid. Obviously, everybody wants to talk to Fred and talk to Steve. If you want to get your shot to get through, it's 833-288-0973.
Indeed. Let's go ahead and jump in the phones.
You got it, man. How about we start it off in La Mesa by talking to Matt. Matt, thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Boy, I tell you, I've heard a lot of captains on your radios over the time, but Steve, I don't think I've heard one so giddy to get their boat and get down to the islands and at least look and see what's out there. That being said, Fred, how do you see the sand bass fishery coming around this year? because those are always a blast to catch.
We had such a great season last year. We found fish in deeper water where we'd never really seen a summer bite. It was kind of an unusual spot, and it sure wanted to bite at the end of the day. We really mopped up on them on our afternoon trip. We leave at 3 in the afternoon and get back at 8:30 in the evening, and that sundown bite was just phenomenal last year. And that was something when we changed our schedule and we went to that was something we were really hoping for. And boy, it paid off last year. It paid off just some really phenomenal. I mean, in deep water, seeing fish come up to the surface and
How
just
deep
a
was that?
big, giving up secrets. 100 about 19 fathoms, 114 feet, 117 like that.
All right.
And
it's a big ocean with 114 feet, so I don't think you even have too much secret. Yeah.
And not for the sake of giving away, but just by comparison, like what would a shallow or what would an average depth be?
So generally spawning sand bass, 72 feet, 60 feet.
So it's considerably.
So it's not impossible to see them in 90. 90's a depth, but over 100, over 105.
Getting pretty rare.
Yeah, we see it when that fish is more on the move. The years past when that big areas of sand bass when it's really moving, then seeing it shoot out to that depth is no big deal. But this fish was locked in.
Huh.
This fish really, here's the X and marks the spot.
That's cool.
And
and coming to the surface and eating.
Yes.
Everything.
Hey, there's clouds. I mean,
Clouds of
guys would be. I mean, we were done. There was times when the bite was we're throwing fish back.
How much
less
fun is that?
less
That's
than
cool.
halfway through the trip. I mean, it
Gotta
was
love
phenomenal. Yeah.
That's a good day.
And that's a really unique set of hours to really take advantage of a sundown type bite like that too. I thought that was such a good move that you made. Like, staggering your hours a little bit. If you're going on the morning trip, it's just a little easier to deal with. You don't have the traffic on the way home, and the afternoon run from 3 to 8:30 was perfect. I mean, what a nice way to spend an evening on the water.
Well, and what we were talking about earlier, there's 300 half-day spots, and they're all leaving about the same time. So, for one of us to say, okay, I'm going to do something different.
Yeah, right.
That was us.
That's
I
what
thought
you
that
do.
was such a good call.
Yeah, it's a good deal. All right. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning, Matt. Appreciate that.
Mike in Torrance, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. What's up, Mike? Good morning.
Good morning. This is a fish report from Moss Landing. How's it going today?
Very good.
Mike,
Moss
good
Landing.
morning. Yeah, that's
Good. I went up to Moss Landing last week to see my kid up in Marina, and I met my buddy, and we went up to where the Salinas River hits the ocean. Went out and dug a bunch of sand crabs, threw about 8 of them on a monster hook, threw it out there in a raging current right next to the riptide, and I picked up a 2-foot striped bass, about 6-7 pounds, and it made my day, and that's my report. Thank you.
Sounds
Nice.
like a fun day on the water for sure.
Sounds like a fish story.
Yeah, good fish story, Mike. Where's Moss Landing? I'm not familiar with that. Mike?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Whereabouts is Moss Landing, Mike?
It's just up above Monterey.
Okay.
My kid's going to school in Marina right there, and met my buddy, and there's a tackle shop right there that gives us some good info.
That's right.
But right where the Salinas River hits the water, the striped bass seem to be roaming around there.
Nice. Good.
Good, man.
Cool.
That's on my bucket list. I
catch a striped
haven't
bass
got a
in the
striper
surf.
yet. Yeah.
Catch a striper in the surf? How fun is that?
Yeah.
Ideally, I like to catch one on a big popper on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And have them come up and lick my surface popper.
That'd be cool.
Except the only problem is you have to go to the East Coast to do that.
Well, Something about this vision, it's on a spinning rod too. So don't think less of me because of that.
No, never. Hey, thanks a lot for the thanks a lot for the call this morning. All right. It does free up a toll-free line at 833-288-0973. You want to get a chance to win a trip on the Daily Double and a $50 gift certificate to Point Loma Seafoods? There's your shot.
That's it, man. How about we jump right back into the phones? We'll talk to Ed. He's calling us from Mira Mesa this morning. Hi, Ed. Welcome to the show.
Hey, hi, guys. Hey, Fred, I have a question for you. Can you tell me, because I usually go out in the morning or the afternoon, for bass and that. Is there any kind of a, set thing that, in the morning you go out for bottom fish and in the afternoon you go out for the bass? And then also, is there any new plastic that is coming out this year that might be good for the bass fishing out?
So your first question, if there's a set game plan, we have to be flexible. You can go on what happened the day before, but even that doesn't necessarily. There are times when we'll get locked in. Like we were talking earlier, that sand bass fishing last summer, that bite at the end of the day. I mean, that was phenomenal, and you can look at the track record and kind of see that, but. I never try to, say, well, we're going to do one specific thing in the morning, and if the conditions aren't there to catch bass in the morning, they're not there. So, it's always kind of a wait and see. Don't get your hopes up for any one thing, and being flexible. As far as any specific plastics for this year coming up, no, I haven't seen anything new. Where's Corey this morning?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this. I went fishing on my little 18-foot Parker with Corey last week.
Okay.
And we went out and did some survey in the afternoon at the Point Loma Kelp, and all we fished was the 5-inch MC weedless with that Gamakatsu weighted hook. Nice. And they eat it. I can tell you that. That thing it's so much fun, too, because you can throw it right on top of the canopy and wind it right through the thick stuff, and the fish were there. I mean, the water had cooled down. That was the week that the water rolled, but the fish were still on it, and there was good current. But as that water warms up, as we know, this is the time of the year when that bass goes into the spawn mode, right, Fred?
I'm so green with envy.
I know,
right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you guys have seen all of it and fished all of it yourselves. If you had to pick a favorite lure bass fishing for getting bites and then maybe a different one for catching a big one, what would it be?
Well,
outside of being the live bait guy, I'm just saying.
No. I mean, it's like I still fish scampies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and drop baits. The things that are going to get bit a little bit on the sink.
What do you like, Steve?
To catch a big one, if I'm going to try to catch a big bass, I'm going to fish a surface iron.
Surface
iron for lures to catch a big one, a surface iron. But if I'm going to catch a big one, and I'm going to use a big bait.
Yeah.
Give me a big sardine or a big mackerel or whatever or something. If I'm trying to focus on nothing but a big calico bass, give me a big bait.
Yeah, okay.
Big bait. Yeah. All right. Very good. Hope that helps you out there, Ed. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. I have a question for Steve because I love catching yellowtail. Number one in my book, and number two, I love fishing Coronado Islands too. It's a really fun place to fish. But kind of tapping the secrets. You've kind of figured it out. I mean, if there is figuring to be figured out at that island, and if the volume of fish, would you say depends on the condition and where they're fishing, or is there a certain area, the North Island, South Island, the 5-minute kelp, the flats? If there's an area that you really like to target, where is it?
There's certainly places like. There's different kinds of fishing. There's times when there is a large, massive fish, a huge biomass, and
spread out.
But there's just a lot of yellowtail at the islands, and those times the rock pile and the flats and the middle grounds and around North Island, the whole island, those are places that hold big volumes of yellowtail. But then there's other times when there's not a whole bunch of fish around, and you fish them in shallow, and you fish them in the Leah South Island, but that's not always true. Sometimes there's a large volumes of fish in Leah South Island. But when you fish them, there's just a little volume of fish around. I fish them more like a bass, and you fish shallower water spots, and you fish them where you'd likely catch a bass. For small groups of fish, little bits of fish. But then when there's big schools and big volume, all the big,
the big volume areas are different.
Yeah, the middle grounds, the southwest corner, and the rock pile. That's you're going to go. There's going to be, and then not necessarily up on the structure perfectly, but out in a little deeper water often. And yeah, that's just sniffing around the edges, looking for big schools with the sonar is my favorite thing to do. But knowing when to, there's not a big volume of fish here. Got to fish shallow. Got to fish for little small ball.
Right.
A bunt, a single, and then little stuff like that. Little bits of fish at a time. After the course of a day, it adds up sometimes, and you got to be settled for small ball sometimes. Just the way it is.
Yeah, just
That's a great answer.
Yeah, or swing for the fences. I mean, there's sometimes you swing fishing deep, fishing for big schools all day, and get one school and makes your day.
Yeah,
you get one drift for 100 fish. Your day is more than
there
day.
you go. I was gonna say, if you've got 40 people on the boat, and you can get one school where everybody hooks one. If you do that twice, you've got it.
Day is made.
Yeah, exactly. And that can happen just that fast.
Yeah, knowing when to stay on that program and keep fishing for one hit.
It's such a unique and difficult. Flat out difficult. Thing for you guys to do, both of you, because you're the playbook changes every single day. Like every single day, obviously you have the day previous info and things like that, but you don't have multiple days to get it done. You've got a window that's this big in an area where conditions change every single day, and the boat pressure can just be extreme. And that's not an easy way to make it happen.
No, it's not.
We've done it our entire lives.
Yeah, that's it.
I like it.
Indeed. So it's just the timing wise. Okay, of course, springtime we know we've missed that. Do we have some good yellowtail fish? In previous years, do you think we have good yellowtail fishing coming?
I think
June,
so.
July.
I think so. Yeah, I absolutely. I hope so. We were out there earlier this year, and they're just before all the closures happened, everybody got shut down, and we had seen some yellowtail, but we had not seen volume. We had not seen incredible numbers where we felt like we could go out and catch a bunch day after day. That hadn't happened yet, and that it sounds like from the information I get from skiffs that a pretty good amount of fish has shown up at the islands. I don't know if they're still there or not, but there has been during the last 2 months. There's been some volume there, maybe volume. I would imagine. It sounds like they've had some very good, very easy fishing. But yeah, I just want to go look for myself and see what there really is there.
Sure, Fred.
There's local yellowtail too.
Really?
Yeah.
Point Loma?
Yes. Brian Kilhara from American Angler was out with his wife Viola yesterday, and Ray, their captain, and they caught a yellow at the drop off.
Nice.
They were catching barracuda and yellowtail at the
Right
drop
there.
off. Yeah, and then there was the other thing Brian was telling me. There's been some fish on the flats down the beach. So red tide's gone. I'm kind of happy I missed that.
Yeah, right.
I slept through the red tide event.
Yeah.
And
that was ugly.
Yeah, but it sounds like I've been hearing the same thing as Steve. There's a volume of yellows at the islands, but it's spread to where there's close yellows too.
I know Doug and his grandson fished either yesterday or the day previous, and said the same thing. They had just an absolute ball with virtually wide open barracuda fishing outside Point Loma. And his grandson is like a fish maniac right now, and he's now learned to cast a conventional rod and reel, and he can chuck a surface iron and wind it back in. And he said, you want to talk about a user-friendly, fun fish, especially for your grandson to just be able to chuck a lure out, wind it back to the boat, and have something grab it on every other cast. He said it was just, they had the most fun they could even imagine catching barracuda right out front.
Oh, how fun is that? You guys ready?
Yes.
Send us out, Coach.
Totally.
Indeed. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. So many of your phone calls. We got catch reports coming up, all kinds of great info and more. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
Rock Cod Rick here for West Coast Marine and Parker Boats. You see them all over Southern California waters. Parker Boats at the launch ramp, the offshore islands. You wake up in the morning on an overnight trip and there they are. Parker Boats of all size fishing in the same area as the Sporties. There's a good reason for it. Fishability and seaworthiness. Of all the boats out there, my boat partner and I chose to get a brand new 25 Parker center console from Kevin Kelly and the gang at West Coast Marine, and I could not be happier. Wow, what a fishing machine. Parker Marine builds a heavy-duty, industrial-strength boat, probably overbuilt. But that's why so many 4- and 6-pack charters choose to operate Parkers. We thank the guys at Pinnacle Sport Fishing, Season Sport Fishing, one-man charters, Black and Blue Sport Fishing for their confidence in Parker boats. Take it from me, if you are ready for a new Parker at a fair, upfront, and honest deal, you need to see Kevin Kelly at West Coast Marine, located at 1555 Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check out their inventory and information at westcoastmarine.com.
It's time to talk about great equipment from Shimano, and I got to tell you, got to go fishing this week.
Yeah, you did.
And Talica 50. What a beast.
Oh, man. That thing is the tractor. It's a great reel for it. I mean, we were just talking about it during the break. As far as the ultimate reel for fishing that big bluefin tuna, the TAC 50 is it for sure. And versatile for a reel that big. Obviously, in a kite scenario, it's all about power and efficiency. It's just physically easier to turn the handle under a load with that reel than it is with reels of competition. But if you turn around and we're going long-range fishing, it's a big, giant reel that still has a lightweight spool that fly lines a sardine if that's what you have to be doing. Yeah, it's a fantastic, it's a machine.
So if you're after big fish, Talica 50. Put some Power Pro on there, 130.
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
You're in the game. And got to tell you, you better get them now because they're in low on stock.
Yeah,
so you better go to your Shimano dealer today and grab a Talica 50.
Good call.
Get it in your arsenal.
You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel. A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limits, El Gato Dos, Pride, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open party schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time with the boys this morning.
Yeah, indeed we are. With Steve Peterson from the Mission Belle, Captain Fred Hugh from the Daily Double, and of course they also have Point Loma out of Point Loma Sport Fishing, ready to go, ready to operate. We're giving away a great prize, half-day fishing for two aboard the Daily Double, along with a $50 gift certificate to Point Loma Seafood. So phones have been packed, hard to get through, and give Dave a chance. Now, don't forget, Dave, our engineer and our phone screener, is in the studio, and he's taking your phone calls as well as running the show from the fan studio there. So give him a chance, be patient with them, and he'll get to you when he can. So 833-288-0973 when a line opens up.
Also worthy mentioning, because we've talked about it plenty of times before, but the phone lines are slightly different when you call the fan. You will not get a traditional busy signal. These guys are very popular, and yes, every phone line is full right now, but you don't get a busy signal. What will happen is the phone will ring, it'll make a series of rings, and then it'll just go silent. You won't get a traditional busy signal, so hang on during the silence. You're not being ignored, but your phone will basically go into a queue, and then as soon as there's a line open, that call will jump right in there, and you'll get picked up.
You're giving out the secrets for our regulars, but that's good.
Yeah, I just don't, like you say, we just don't want to, it's kind of funky. You're used to when a line's busy, you hear a busy tone, and you won't. It'll just ring for a series of times, and then it'll just go quiet.
You'll be ready in the queue.
Yeah, but just hang through it, turn your radio up, enjoy the show, and then when your time comes, you'll hear Dave's buttery voice telling you it's time to go.
You bet. And, of course, we always encourage first-time callers, so please join us. Absolutely. I want to mention San Diego Tile Cleaning, one of our new sponsors here on Let's Talk Hookup. We really appreciate their support and work, and his crew go out and take care of Let's Talk Hookup listeners and clean their pool tile like it looked like new. Like if you have like hard water stains on your tile, it's starting to look a little dingy on your pool there, you want to bring it back to life, bring it back to new safely. San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning will do the job, and they're great people, and they're big fishing enthusiasts and great supporters of the show. So sdpooltilecleaning.com, sdpooltilecleaning.com for them. So check them out.
Yeah, that was fun talking to those guys about it last week. That was
Yeah,
cool.
indeed.
Hey, let's jump back into the phones. They are packed solid. Hills and Ventura is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning, Hills.
Good morning, guys. I wanted to ask Fred a little question and two questions, and then just to let you guys know I'm listening and fishing, and I released 2 halibuts this morning, which is epic. 'Cause I haven't commented a bit. But yeah, I get good luck, listening when I'm fishing. But I wanted to, one question was, there was a lot of good information coming from Ron Baker over the years, and I was going to ask how's he, and then I was going to ask Fred about when I fished with him with my wife, we had so much fun, and brought home a couple calico bass, and were delicious. We let go some, but the down there off Imperial Beach is where we were, and man, it was a trippy spot because it was kind of deep, but there was still kelp, and there was all kinds of fish. There was yellowtail and calicos. Is that one of your favorite spots?
The thing about Imperial Beach is that the kelp is always changing. There can be a ginormous canopy down there some years, and then very little. It's the surface kelp is kind of gone down there right now. I'm not sure what I'm going to see once we get back there. Ron Baker's retired. He's moved north. He's close to his son. It sounds like he's
catching a lot of halibut.
Yeah,
I talked to him a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
He's on it up there. Yeah.
Pete's in the know better than I am.
Yeah, he gives me shoots me a call, gives me the fish report from. He's like up in Bodega Bay or something like that, right? Humboldt. Yeah.
Humboldt.
Yeah.
So Ron's doing good, and as far what was the other question, Hills?
Just your favorite spot,
Imperial Beach. Yeah, so it's constantly changing down there. That's one spot. You got the little cobblestone rocks, and the kelp grabs onto that, but it doesn't take much. Some warm water and big surge, and that whole kelp bed goes away. So where we were that particular time, it's hard for me to know. Right? Yeah, it could have been a lot of different spots. That pipe for a while was holding, that structure was holding surface kelp when it first went in, but it doesn't seem to hold as much kelp as it used to.
So therefore not as much fish?
No, not necessarily. Just different. Not good or bad, just different.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. All right, Hills. Hey, good luck. Catch more halibut. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. This is the time of the season when the halibut are biting, right, guys?
Yeah, typically.
Yeah. And do you ever fish halibut at the island, Steve, or you just pretty much concentrate on yellows and surface fish?
The only time we'll ever if we've had an amazing day, like we have limits of yellowtail or something like that, we might make a drift somewhere with a little halibut in mind. We certainly catch yellowtail anytime we're over in the flats, anytime we're east of the islands mostly. Not very, very rarely do you catch a halibut west of the islands. But if we're in the flats or down in the east of the islands in the Leah South or something, we catch them occasionally, and we occasionally catch monsters. We've caught some huge ones,
big ones
40 pounders.
Wow!
Yeah,
Jeez.
occasionally.
That is a monster.
It just it happens randomly. We'll be catching yellowtail, and somebody will get close to the bottom with whatever, a bait or a lure, and they'll get a big halibut every so often.
That's cool,
indeed.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of big halibut, we received some good news from our friend Mark Kearns, passed it along to us about Alaska opening up on June the 5th. And they're ending their 14-day quarantine. However, they're going to mandatory testing within 72 hours of coming to the spot. They're going to have some testing at the airports, but certainly if you're headed for Alaska, you probably want to get your test within 72 hours of getting on the plane and heading up there. But that's good news for our Kingfisher Charters group trip on June 14th. And apparently, talking to Seth, it's a go as long as we're getting in there. And so That's good news. So
That's fantastic
Open
news,
it up,
yeah.
and we'll go catch some big halibut. And the salmon fishing, I guess, has just been off the charts at Kingfisher Charters.
Hearing those guys, it was a very similar scenario to what you guys were saying. There's no charter customers. There's not a lot of fishing, and the guys that live there can make an occasional trip out there. And they just said the same thing that the typical, man, if we could only have our passengers here right now, the fishing was so good. So hopefully that will remain when we get up there and get to go take some advantage.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So the good news is, if you want to book a trip to Kingfisher Charters, they may still have some spots available. Right. So call up there to Kingfisher Charters. Check it out. Go to the front page of the Let's Talk Hookup website, letstalkhookup.com, and just click on the Kingfisher Charters banner and contact them and say, hey, I want to come to Alaska.
Yeah.
Let's go.
My buddy Kurt just booked a trip up to Alaska. Same thing. He said, we've been at home for too long, and we're looking for something to do. And he and his wife, Linda, love to fish and love to do all those kinds of things. And just said, you know what, we just need to get out of town. And they did that. And they're going to be up near Anchorage, but he just said that the opportunities were great. The flights were inexpensive.
Mm-hmm.
It was easy to get a spot because so many people did, either bail on trips or things like that, and they're going around the same time we are. Said they were, which is normally a prime time, but rightfully so. Some people got scared off or whatever and canceled trips. So that what we're getting at is there are definitely some opportunities, even with a spot like Kingfisher, which normally in June would just be sold out forever. Yeah. There's still times you can slide right through, and if your work's not happening yet, man, in a couple weeks, why not? Come join us. Let's go fishing.
Think about this. No pressure, too.
Oh, dude.
I mean, think about how it's already good when there's pressure. Think about how it's going to be when there's no pressure. So
ready to find
out. Call the guys at Kingfisher Charters and book a trip.
Yeah, no doubt.
Definitely. Let's go ahead and jump back on the phones.
You got it, buddy. Paul in Bellflower is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Hi, Paul.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Paul?
Good.
Even Fred, years ago when you guys first started, how did you guys meet up and get everything going? How did the beginning begin?
In the beginning,
yeah.
So I had run the Daily Double previously in the mid '80s. Ralph Botticelli bought the boat in the late '80s. I came back to work for him in April of 1990. And Steve was one of my relief captains. Jason Diamond was one of my relief captains. And, Ralph did a lot. Ralph bought the Point Loma from Westport, Washington, and he revamped that for a Southern California boat. He bought the Stardust, which is up in Santa Barbara now. He bought the El Capitan. And, when Ralph retired, sold the boats, Steve and I bought the Point Loma, which he was running, and I bought the two of us together as partners, we bought the two boats, and that was in 2004. So Steve and I are going on our 16th year season as owners of the Point Loma and the Daily Double, and then we bought the Mission Belle in 2007. So we've had the three boats. We've been fortunate to basically have done this all our lives. Steve and I both started working on boats when we were in high school. I think my first year was 76 and
84.
And 84 for Steve. Cool. And they haven't gotten rid of us yet, and we're trying to figure out.
No, we need you guys to stick around.
Trying to figure out what we want to be when we grow up.
That's awesome, man.
All right, very good. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right. Why don't we jump right back into them? Let's talk to Mark. Mark's calling us from Santee this morning. Hey, Mark, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
Great.
I've got a couple of questions. One is, on your website you have you're almost full for all your trips. And you say you can only take certain limited amount. So what are you doing for people that are on it that when you start it, how do you manage that? You can't go today, you're going to go tomorrow, or what?
So you have some trips up on the books on the website, right? Where you're booking, is that what you're saying, Mark?
Right.
Yeah. So do you guys have trips posted on the website yet?
Yes, we've been real cautious about putting stuff up before we felt like it's a go. And like I say, that first weekend of next month, this coming weekend has been one we've kind of been hopeful for quite a while.
Okay.
We haven't had anything up prior to that. I mean, we did. I mean, there's a little bit of false hope early, but
and the trips are full.
No.
They're not full.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like it.
I
I
mean,
mean,
just put the Mission Belle on.
Okay, you just put the Mission Belle on.
Yeah, we're not.
I think maybe he's even referring to the scenario of, which I think is going to be a decision for each owner of their boat. If the scenario were be that they put a trip online with, for a round number, say 50 people, but given the new guidelines, only 25 can be going, but the trip was sold with 50 people. I think that it was more of a question of what will the scenario be. And I think the answer is just every, individual boat owner will probably handle that however it is that they do. If you sold a spot out and now given the new guidelines, you can take a lesser amount of people.
Yeah, I'm still not sure. I mean, I was liking the idea that everything was sold out. I mean, that's a quality problem in my world. But I don't think that's where we're at.
Okay.
And
so if you want to, if we get the clearance,
Point Loma Sportfishing.
Yeah. How do you do it?
Well,
PointLomaSportfishing.com.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's spaces. We haven't, there's spaces in Alaska that, like you're just saying,
right?
We don't have that problem yet.
Yeah, but
I'm
again,
sure
limited
when they say
load.
Go, you will.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about that in the beginning. The number of half-day spots has gone from 300 in the county to 100.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to sell out. We need to sell out. If we're
Right.
going to survive, we're going to, hopefully see close to sellouts.
Yeah.
But and weekdays are always going to be less busy than weekends. Friday, Saturday, Sunday are always going to be more busy than weekdays.
And limited to 24 people on both the Mission Belle as well as the Daily Double. Come on, that's going to be fun, huh?
Yes, I mean it's
like that's what you call wide open. You're smiling, Steve.
It's fun.
You like that idea?
It's fun when there's 42 people, and it's fun when there's 24 people.
Yeah.
I enjoy both.
Yeah.
I enjoy the energy of a big bunch of people on the boat catching a bunch of fish. Is pretty fun.
That's cool.
And light loads, there's nothing wrong with that either. That's a good time too.
Yeah, for sure.
Well said.
Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We're going to check in with the catch report, find out what's biting up and down the beach, and a lot more great info. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
Seakeeper, the leader in marine stabilization, has launched its newest, smallest, and most radically different model, the Seakeeper 1. Now, for the first time, stabilization is available for boats as small as 23 feet. The Seakeeper 1 is designed to eliminate up to 95% of boat roll-on vessels 23 to 30 feet with a fresh new look. The Seakeeper 1 has a compact flush mount installation and runs on 12-volt battery power. Installation is a breeze. It can fit under almost any seat, and now your skiff can enjoy the comfort and enjoyment that only a Seakeeper-equipped boat can provide. Check out the Seakeeper demo boat at upcoming shows and arrange a free test ride. Seakeeper has changed the lives of many Southern California anglers, including Pete Gray, and will allow you to stay on the fishing grounds when others need to head back to port. Visit Seakeeper.com/take-a-ride to arrange a demo. Eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on your trailer boat. Seakeeper. Once you feel it, you'll never boat without it.
22nd Street Landing Sportfishing in San Pedro is home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnights on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and three-quarter-day trips on the Native Sun. Plus, you can charter the Ultra, Spectra, and Trueline. There is always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. Take advantage of the Wednesday specials on the Pursuit and Monte Carlo, and kids fish free with a paid adult on the afternoon half-day. 22nd Street Landing Sportfishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or book online at 22ndstreet.com.
It's a fact of life in Southern California. Hard water. And if you have a pool, your tile shows it. Here comes San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning to the rescue. With their specialized equipment, SD Pool Tile Cleaning can safely remove the stubborn calcium deposits most pool owners struggle with. SD Pool Tile Cleaning can make your tile look bright and clean, almost like new again. High-pressure pool maintenance cleaning can damage grout, stone, and dislodge tiles. San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning uses a low-pressure media blasting technique to protect your pool surface from damage and yield fantastic results. So stop making excuses for your stain tiles on your pool. Make them look like new again with San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning. Check their website at sdpooltilecleaning.com and let their professional staff rejuvenate your pool tile. When it comes to professional swimming pool tile cleaning service, there's only one name you can trust: San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning. Check sdpooltilecleaning.com.
Shimano has done it again. An amazing lever drag 2-speed reel at an affordable price. It's Speedmaster 2, the extremely durable, high-performance Speedmaster 2 with high maximum drag power and a smooth, ultra-wide range of drag adjustability is an absolute fish-fighting machine. Its rigid hogany body prevents misalignment of moving parts under the heaviest loads. Plus, a spare drag cam is included for optimal use with monofilament lines. The Speedmaster is now available in 4 models: 12, 16, 20, and 25. This is the perfect reel for the angler looking for a powerful, lightweight, smooth casting reel for tuna or other powerful saltwater game fish at more affordable price. Nothing in its class can match the Shimano Speedmaster 2, built to provide high-end performance and durability in a compact, lightweight frame. Get the Shimano Speedmaster 2 lever drag reel at your local Shimano dealer. Check Shimano.com for all the details.
We all need to get around, but we all need something different from our vehicles. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered if you're looking for a new truck this month. Plus, it's SUV season, so they have great deals for everyone. Whether it's a new EcoSport that is nimble and fun around town, or the Ford Explorer that is capable of putting a boat in the water and has seating for 7, Ford has you covered. Ford trucks and SUVs aren't just powerful and legendary. They have the latest technology that helps you seamlessly connect your smartphone and ensure you're safe on the road. Features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on trucks are truly a game changer at the ramp, helping you back up a trailer by simply turning a knob on the dash and doing the hard work for you. So check out all the great deals during SUV season and save some money on the right gear for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.